Many years ago, there was a young lady named Vivian, a simple, honest lady who used to mind her business and drink water in peace. But one bright Saturday afternoon, after scrolling endlessly on Instagram and seeing girls her age living soft life inside private jets and licking strawberries dipped inside gold, something entered her head like an inspiration, but from the wrong department. She stood up from her bed dramatically, threw her scarf on the floor as if she was shedding her old skin, looked into her mirror and declared with loud confidence, "My name is no longer Vivian. Call me Viv the VVIP. Period." She stretched the period the way pastors stretch hallelujah during deliverance service, and she snapped her fingers in the air like a choir master directing soprano singers. She practiced saying it again and again while flipping her synthetic burgundy wig and applying lip gloss aggressively. From that day forward, anybody who mistakenly called her Vivian automatically became her enemy. Even when her mother shouted her name from the kitchen, "Vivian, come and turn the garri inside the pot," Viv went to the kitchen and responded with a deep foreign accent, as if she was born in New York but christened in Obodokatu Ranch. "Excuse you? That name is expired. I am Viv the VVIP. Period." Mama Obioma, her mother, stood there frozen like a plantain inside the freezer, blinking slowly like someone who was processing laptop updates. She whispered under her breath, "Lord, remove this foolishness from my daughter's head before embarrassment kills me publicly." But Viv didn't care. She believed God had called her to soft life, and poverty was now allergic to her destiny. She grabbed her most expensive handbag, quickly wore long eyelashes that looked like ceiling fan blades, and marched outside like a runway model working for Lagos Fashion Week, even though she was just going to buy pure water. When the security man at the gate greeted, "Good morning, Vivian," Viv dramatically raised one eyebrow, clicked her tongue and said, "Correct your tone. It's Viv the VVIP. Period. Respect my brand." The man looked around to confirm if a camera crew was filming a prank, but there was nobody. At work, Vivian arrived late as usual but entered the reception like the Queen of Dubai returning from a vacation. She pushed the door gently and whispered, "The Queen has arrived. Applause, please." Nobody clapped. Instead, her boss glared at her like a lion planning his dinner. Her job was a small customer service role with a 110,000 naira monthly salary, but Viv spent like somebody receiving oil money from Saudi Arabia. She started buying dresses that were tighter than bank loan deadlines, and she even bought a wig that was longer than the amount left in her account by the 15th of every month. She ordered brunch that weekend and snapped photos with a fork in the air saying, "Soft life only. If you can't maintain me, you can't access me." Meanwhile, at home, Mama Obioma watched her transformation with holy anger and confusion mixed together like rice and stones. She prayed daily, "Father, every demon of long eyelash and fake accents attacking my daughter, catch fire." Viv simply smiled and replied, "Mama, don't stress. I am the main character. Period." She started practicing her body walk in the sitting room, twisting her waist like the knob of a gas cooker, dragging her legs in slow motion because she was wearing 10 inches heels that were shaking her ankles like a grinding mill. That evening, she tried to enter keke wearing a tight dress and she nearly got stuck between the seats. People had to help pull her out like a rescue mission for a trapped goat, and Viv shouted breathlessly, "Wow, my body is just too blessed for public transport. God did." When she narrated it to her mother later when she came back, the woman looked at her and shook her head like an old television antenna. "Blessed care. Your body is too blessed for sense, my daughter. You want to break your spinal cord because of show." But Viv didn't hear anything again because pride had blocked her ears like earwax. She was now a fully certified baddie, self-declared, licensed by Confucian and Instagram algorithm, ready to show the world that she was a high-value woman, even though her bank account was crying softly like a baby hungry for milk. The following weekend, Viv decided it was time to officially launch her soft life career because what is a baddie without a public debut? She wore a shiny silver dress so tight that it could stop blood circulation. Her nails were long and red like vampire claws, and she wore a blonde wig that reached her waist and looked like it cost 1 million naira. Well, it came from a vendor who accepted installment payment like burial levy. She sprayed so much perfume that the entire neighborhood started sneezing. As she stepped outside, she lifted her chin proudly and announced loudly to nobody in particular, "Viv the VVIP is outside, period." Her friend Kamsi, a professional hype woman and full-time enabler of nonsense, picked her up in a boat ride and screamed when she entered, see hotness, babe, you are giving billionaire side chick vibes." Viv rolled her eyes confidently. "Please, darling, billionaire main chick energy only, period." They arrived at a luxury rooftop restaurant that looked like heaven with glass walls, chandelier lights, and menu prices written like secret code. Viv had never seen anything like it in her life before. She swallowed hard but pretended to be comfortable, adjusting her wig like a Nollywood actress preparing for a dramatic slap scene. Inside the restaurant, they met Bella and Mariah, two well-packaged influencers with accents thicker than ogbono soup. They were wearing matching designer outfits. Both were holding iPhones with gold cases and talking loudly about vacations in Maldives as if it was Abba Shopping Plaza. Viv smiled and said, "Hey girlies, Viv the VVIP has entered the chat, period." The girls gasped and clapped as if they were greeting royalty. They all sat down to order food and drinks that sounded like tongue twisters. Caramelized honey glazed shrimp on avocado bed with lemon zest drizzle. See, Viv didn't know whether it was food or a chemistry experiment, but she nodded confidently. "Yes, give me that one, and give me the most expensive cocktail. I don't do cheap." The waiter smiled as if he was calculating her future tears. When the plates arrived, the portions were so tiny that Viv almost cried. She whispered to Kamsi, "Is this decoration or food?" Kamsi whispered back, "It's rich people portion. We'll just drink water to complete it." Viv pretended to eat slowly like someone severing life transformation while secretly thinking about correct pounded yam and egusi. As everyone chatted about soft life, Bella received a call, stepped outside, came back smiling and said, "My Dubai daddy just confirmed this month's allowance. Life is good." Mariah laughed. "Well, mine just sent me 1.2 million naira for my wig upgrade. Soft queens forever." Viv's heart skipped as if it hit a bomb. She pretended to laugh. "Love it for you girlies, soft life gang." But her stomach tightened. She slowly leaned in and whispered to Bella, "So, you mean you have somebody sponsoring you?" Bella blinked slowly like a confused cat. "Babe, yes now. Who pays for soft life with personal money? Are you new here?" Viv's brain short-circuited. She asked, "Wait, so the luxury life costs that much? Like real money?" Mariah burst into laughter. "Of course now. The lifestyle costs, now you know." Viv swallowed her saliva like hot yam without water. She immediately checked her account balance on her phone. She had 6,700 naira remaining, and it was only the 11th of the month. Her soul left her body briefly. When the bill came, the total was 182,400 naira. Viv's spirit flew out of her chest, danced azonto, returned and sat down weakly. She expected one of the girls to casually say, "Don't worry, daddy will pay." But today, no daddy showed up. Bella whispered, "Girls, corporate daddy is delayed. Everybody just find small thing to support." Viv opened her banking app again and the digits still refused to grow. She cleared her throat and said in dramatic embarrassment, "Can we remove the shrimp? I only licked the sauce." Nobody laughed. Her vision became blurry. Her lace wig started melting from stress sweats and her wig began sliding backwards slowly like a retreating army. Her mother's voice echoed in her brain, "Vivian, after drinking champagne, you will drink embarrassment." Unfortunately, there was no retreat, no surrender. You must pay before you leave. Viv forced a smile. "It's fine. Viv the VVIP always pays." She had to pay with the money she had reserved in her emergency savings, which was meant for transport and life safety. Tears gathered, but she forced them back because baddies don't cry in public. They wait till they reach the bathroom. The moment she walked outside, her feet gave way and her heel broke. She fell dramatically to the floor like meat waiting for suya stick. People stared while Kamsi tried to help her. Viv whispered weakly, "Dear God, remove body spirit from my life before disgrace finishes me." After the restaurant incident, Viv promised herself silently that she would never again allow a bill to disgrace her. But promises are useless when pride is driving the car and common sense is tied up in the boots. Because instead of going home to swallow humble gari with peace, she followed Bella and Mariah to another outing, a birthday party at the most expensive rooftop lounge in the entire state. Kamsi hyped her like microphone. "Baby, we must redeem your VVIP title tonight though. You cannot let small bill break your destiny now." Viv nodded like a goat following the drummer to the slaughter ground. Yes now, Viv the VVIP does not back down, period. She wore a black tight dress that restricted her airflow, borrowed a 26 inches bone straight wig from her neighbor and prayed it wouldn't fall off. She glued her eyelashes so aggressively that she almost glued her eyes shut. Before leaving the house, she looked in the mirror and said, "Tonight, we'll show them who the real queen is. Soft life or nothing." Even the mirror sighed. The moment they walked into the rooftop lounge, loud music slapped Viv in the face and lights flashed like paparazzi. The place smelled like success mixed with perfume and billing. People were popping champagne like fireworks. Waiters were carrying trays like aircraft hostesses, and influencers were posing in corners, rehearsing fake laughter for Instagram stories. Viv entered in slow motion, flipping her wig dramatically and whispering to herself, "Camera angle, confidence, scandal-free night. Viv the VVIP is here." One guy whistled loudly, "Who be this fine babe? She's giving IT girl." Viv twirled and replied under her breath, "As it should be." Bella shouted, "Drinks for all the baby girls," and they started ordering cocktails with names longer than church announcements. Viv, of course, announced loudly, "Bring the most expensive bottle. I don't do small life." But while acting like a billionaire's first daughter, her stomach was growling like an aggrieved lion because she hadn't eaten since morning. She was saving money to pretend to be soft. She sipped the drink slowly like somebody drinking fuel, trying not to finish too fast so that she wouldn't need a refill. Hours later, when the waiter arrived with the bill, he placed it gently like someone delivering bad news from a hospital. Viv opened it and nearly fainted. 389,500 naira. Her heart stopped. Her soul quietly left her body and sat on the roof watching its owner suffer. Her wig shifted slightly from shock. Viv whispered, "Wait, this bill has too many zeros. Did you people count us twice?" The waiter smiled the smile of someone used to drama. "No ma, this is the correct total." Viv looked at Bella and Mariah with desperate eyes like a beggar looking at a millionaire's plate. Mariah cleared her throat and said, "My sponsor just texted. He has an emergency. He can't make it." Viv blinked rapidly. "Emergency care? What kind of emergency stops bank transfer?" Bella looked away, pretending to search her bag. My Dubai daddy traveled suddenly. Network is bad over there. Kamsi tapped her shoulders. Viv, use your ATM card now. Viv stared into her phone to check her balance, but she saw only 570 naira 12 kobo. It wasn't even up to bottled water money and transport fare combined. Her spirits fainted again. She started sweating, even though the AC was blowing like winter. Her makeup began to drip slowly. Her lace wig totally lost its faith in humanity, and the wig slid backward like a retreating soldier. Viv smiled like a crying clown and said, "Can we remove the cocktail and return the ice?" The waiter blinked. "Madam, the ice has melted." Viv put both hands on her head. "Jesus, please take control." She attempted to stand up and sneak towards the door, walking quietly like a thief tiptoeing out. She reached the exit, and just as she tried to escape, her shoe heel broke and she fell flat on her chest, sliding across the door like a suya meat escaping the slicing board. A security man grabbed her immediately. "Madam, are you trying to run from the bill?" People gathered with their phones out and began recording, smiling because content is content. Someone shouted, "She said she's Viv the VVIP, but she cannot even pay 389,000 naira. Another voice added, "Body turned bald eagle with no wings." Viv tried to adjust her wig, but it came off entirely, hanging in her hand like an abandoned rat. She whispered tearfully, "Please, sir, let me pay when I stand financially." The security man thundered, "Stand up first before you talk financially." They collected her wig and phone as collateral while she signed an embarrassing payment agreement. Her eyes were swimming with tears. Her nose was running and her dignity was bleeding. She staggered out barefoot with a broken shoe in one hand and shame in the other. Outside, she sat on the pavement and cried loudly, "I am finished. Somebody kill me. Viv the VVIP has died." Kamsi rubbed her back. "Babe, Sapa only baptized you. You are born again now." Viv cried uncontrollably. "Why didn't anyone tell me luxury has school fees? The lifestyle costs true. Now me no just 1 year. There is no loyalty on the streets." At that moment, she wished she could rewind time, but life has no remote control. Unknown to her, the greatest embarrassment was still ahead because one of the onlookers posted her video online with the caption, "When soft life beats you publicly, body falls like plantain during thunderstorm." By morning, Viv woke up in Kamsi's house with swollen eyes, cracked lips, and the kind of headache that feels like someone is knocking a hammer inside the skull. She hadn't even brushed her teeth when Kamsi ran into her room screaming like an ambulance siren, "Viv, we are viral." Viv sat up like a soldier in a war zone. "Viral for what? Did I win an award?" Kamsi turned her phone around slowly like an unveiling coffin at a funeral. There it was. Viv saw her broken heel flying into the air, her body sliding across the floor like spilled okra soup, the security man dragging her wig like a captured trophy, and people shouting, "Body without balance, Viv the VVIP don't cast." That video had 748,000 views with 13,000 shares. The comments were hotter than pepper soup. "If you can't afford soft life, drink water and mind your business now." Somebody else wrote, "This one is not VVIP, this is VIP, very insecure person." Another person commented, "Bald eagle energy." Viv covered her face and screamed into her pillow like someone confessing at a deliverance service, "Lord Jesus, delete me from the internet." Before she could even breathe, her boss called, "Vivian, are you trending for the right reason, or do you need suspension to reset your brain?" She tried to sound calm. "Sir, please, it's Viv the VVIP," and he shouted at her, "If that VVIP nonsense comes out of your mouth again, you will end up as VIP, very unemployed person." She threw the phone on the bed and burst into tears again. Later that afternoon, Viv dragged herself home like a refugee returning from war. She opened the door slowly and found her mother sitting on the couch with the Bible in one hand and cane in the other hand, like the discipline department of heaven. Mama Obioma stared without blinking and asked quietly, "So, Viv the VVIP has arrived." Viv froze like a hanging phone. Mama Obioma continued, "How markets? Is soft life still soft, or is it scratching you like a mosquito bite?" Viv dropped her bag and fell on her knees. "Mama, please don't shout again. My spirit is already weak." Mama Obioma stood up dramatically and spread her wrapper as if she was about to stage a crusade. "I warned you. I told you this your body life is coated with hot pepper and disappointments. The lifestyle risky. Now you know 1 year." Viv began crying like a baby beaten by rain. "Mama, I am sorry. I thought I could maintain it." Mama Obioma hissed, "Maintain fire? With which account? With which job? With which brain?" Viv cried louder and removed her scarf, revealing her badly pressed hair like a tortured sponge. Mama Obioma froze. "Blood of Jesus. They have humbled you finish, oh." Viv collapsed into her arms like a bowl of custard. "Mama, all those girls have men sponsoring them. I thought they were working hard. I didn't know they have sugar daddies, ritual uncles and coded arrangements. Me, I was using my salary to buy nonsense and pursue a soft life I don't even understand." Mama Obioma hugged her tight and shook her head. "My daughter, if you start competing with somebody whose source of income you don't know, shame will flog your destiny in public." Viv sniffled and wiped her nose on her sleeve. "Mama, I swear I will never live fake life again. I would rather be a bald eagle than a baddie." Mama Obioma smiled small. "Good, because your wig has already gone to be with the Lord." They both laughed through tears, but it was the first genuine laughter in weeks. However, just when Viv thought her suffering was over, another video surfaced online. This time, it was a slow-motion edit of her fall with a dramatic Titanic music. The title was "When Titanic Sank But Make It Baddie Edition." The views crossed 2 million in 3 days. Radio presenters started discussing it. Comedians added it to their skits. Even church WhatsApp groups used it to warn girls about fake life. People pointed at her on the streets. "See the famous bald eagle baddie." Viv felt humiliation crawling into her bones. For 3 days straight, she stayed inside the house under Mama Obioma's supervision, drinking hot pap and crying small tears like a leaking tap. Every time she attempted to stand up, shame pressed her down like a heavy mattress. She refused to open social media again. She refused to answer calls and also refused to step outside unless it was dark enough for mosquitoes to hide her identity. Mama Obioma watched her pacing up and down like a caged lizard and finally said, "Vivian, stand up. Shame is not death. Even rice that gets burnt still has its comeback as party jollof rice." Viv sniffed and wiped her nose the way children do after crying for a long time. "Mama, the world is laughing at me." Mama Obioma shrugged. "Good, let them laugh. Maybe they needed the entertainment, but you needed sense." Viv sighed and sat down, hugging a pillow like an orphan in a Nollywood movie. Mama Obioma gently placed her hand on her back and said, "My daughter, don't die because of embarrassment. If embarrassment killed people, the cemetery will be full by now." That night, Viv could not sleep. Her mind replayed every moment. The bill, the fall, the wig flying like a lost bat, people shouting bald eagle, and the waiter holding her phone like a ransom note. She cried until she felt empty like boiled rice without salt. And then, around 3 a.m., something shifted inside her chest. She stood up, went to the mirror, looked at herself, her scattered hair, her puffed face, dry lips, broken pride, and she said quietly to herself, "Viv the VVIP is dead." She exhaled deeply and continued, "My name is Vivian. I am done pretending." In that moment, it felt like chains broke off her back. The next morning, still with swollen eyes but renewed spirits, Viv wore a simple jeans and a plain shirt with no wig, no nails, no lashes, and no accents. She tied her scarf like a normal human being, took a deep breath, and stepped outside. Mama Obioma looked at her proudly, smiling like a farmer seeing her first ripe corn. "Ah, my child has returned from the wilderness." Viv rolled her eyes and replied, "Mama, please, I am fragile." She went to retrieve her phone and wig from the restaurant. People were whispering and trying to hide their laughter, but she walked with the strength of a queen returning to the throne after war. The waiter handed back her items and said awkwardly, "Sorry about the other night, too." Viv smiled. "You don't need to be. I needed that slap from life." Even the waiter blinked like, wow, character development. At home, Viv cleaned her face, sat in front of the camera, and recorded a raw, honest video. She said, "Hi everyone, my name is Vivian, not Viv the VVIP. That girl died last week. I came here to tell you the real truth. Soft life is expensive, and most of the girls you admire have sponsors, not salary. I used my small salary to choose a lifestyle I did not understand, and shame beat me up publicly. The lifestyle costs, na me no just know." Tears rolled down her cheeks, but she didn't hide them. She continued, "I would rather be a bald eagle with dignity than a baddie with borrowed life. If you don't know someone's source of income, don't compete with them. Stay in your lane, work hard, and grow slowly, because peace is better than packaging." She posted the video and threw her phone away like hot coal. Within hours, the comments flooded in. Not insults this time, but love. Someone wrote, "Thank you for telling the truth. I needed this." Another person commented, "I almost died trying to keep up with fake friends, but now I am done." Another person wrote, "You just saved someone's daughter." Girls started using the hashtag bald eagle movement, meaning pride gone, sense activated. Even radio presenters discussed her bravery and praised her honesty. The same comedians who mocked her earlier reposted the video saying, "Growth is beautiful." And then Bella and Mariah called, crying, and apologized. "You were brave enough to speak the truth. We're sorry for throwing you in as a scapegoat. We want to live this life too. Please help us." Viv forgave them because humiliation had taught her humility. Days later, her church friend Fortune came to visit with a small gift bag of snacks. He said shyly, "I always liked the real you, not the packaging. Welcome back to life." Viv laughed. "Thank you, Fortune. Maybe bald eagle is the new baddie." Mama Obioma shouted from the kitchen, "If you two start nonsense again, I will shave off your heads." And they both burst into uncontrollable laughter. Hi besties, thank you for watching this story. This story is dedicated to our bestie Vivian, whose birthday is today. Happy birthday, bestie. May your light shine bright. Please besties, let's wish her well in the comment section. If you enjoyed the story, kindly share the story out with your loved ones, and also give the story a thumbs up and subscribe to this channel if you've not done so by now. Until I bring another story your way. Bye.